Hello, everyone. This is Dr. James Oshar, again from Valley College, your Management 103 Principles of Management course. And for week two, you review chapters 7, 8, 9, and 10. Skip chapter 6. So 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that's what I'm going to go over right now with you. Hit the high notes of the chapter. It talks about small business and entrepreneurship. And what are entrepreneurs? And this is an important definition: people who risk their time, money, and other resources to start and manage a business. It's not people who stand around Friday night at a cocktail party sipping wine and saying they're entrepreneurs. That's not an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur Friday night is working their butts off trying to make their company work. Uh, why do people become entrepreneurs? Many people feel financial success is more likely if they're working for themselves. That there's an argument to be made for that. What is that old adage? Be your own boss, right? Be your own boss. What are some characteristics of entrepreneurs? They have vision, self-reliance, energy, confidence, a lot of confidence, tolerance for uncertainty, tolerance of failure. Yeah, you might fail, right? Being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs have a high levels of self-reliance, and they talk about locus of control. Okay, internal locus of control, a deep-seated sense that the individual is personally responsible for what happens in their life, and external locus of control, a deep-seated sense that forces other than the individual are responsible for what happens in their life. Internal locus of control. These again, these are people that believe in themselves and succeed. It is said that, as an example, Abraham Lincoln had a high sense of internal locus of control. Mahatma Gandhi, the Reverend Martin Luther King, etc. Again, I'm just hitting the high points here. Oh, angel investors, individuals who invest in startup companies, venture capital firms, companies that invest in startup businesses. What's the market niche? What's the market niche right now? Oh, this chat GPT that's going on and artificial intelligence. That's a niche market. Again, just hitting the high points. You'll want to go ahead and read through chapter 7. It talks about the Small Business Administration. You should make. I want to challenge you to go to the Small Business Administration site, sba.gov, and look around on that site. It's a good place to go to if you want to drop a contract. They give free help and advice. They'll walk you through how to do a business plan, which is essential. Very, very, very important. Chapter 8 is about accounting. They call it decision making by the numbers. No kidding. What's accounting? A system for recognizing, organizing, analyzing, and reporting information about the financial transactions that affect an organization. You'll want to look at many of the graphs there. Financial accounting, the branch of accounting that prepares financial statements for use by owners, creditors, suppliers, and other external stakeholders. You'll want to know about what is a GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. It's a set of accounting standards that is used in the preparation of financial statements, and Financial Accounting Standards Board, the private board that establishes these generally accepted accounting principles used in the practice of financial accounting. Again, I'm just hitting the high points in chapter 8 here. What is a balance sheet? Read up on that. What's the accounting equation? Assets equal liabilities plus owner's equity. That formula shows how much you got left over. Yeah, talks about what an income statement is, a company's revenue, their expenses, their net income. That's what, after everything's left over, how much money do we have? How much money do we got? Again, I'm just hitting the high points of chapter of chapter 8. You'll want to go over that. You'll want to go over what are direct costs, indirect costs, and activity-based costing, ABC. You want to go over that. Chapter 9, finance, acquiring and using funds to maximize value. Financial capital, what is that? The funds a firm uses to acquire its assets and finance its operations, and finance, the functional area of business that is concerned with finding the best sources and uses of financial capital. Talks about what is a risk, the degree of uncertainty regarding the outcome of a decision. Risk return trade off, the observation that financial opportunities that offer high rates of return are generally riskier than opportunities that offer lower rates of return. No kidding. Again, in chapter 9, what's a liquid asset? Want to know what that is? Read up on that in your text. Financial leverage, the use of debt in a firm's capital structure. Leveraging ratios that measure the extent to which a firm relies on debt financing and its capital structure. What's all that mean? What that means is a lot of times a company might be a little bit in debt or have some debt, but because of the value of that debt, they'll still get a loan because it's a value. Chapter 9 addresses budgeted income statement and budgeted balance sheet. You want to read up on that. You want to read up on chapter 9, 9.3, line of credit, revolving credit agreement, commercial paper. What is a covenant on a loan? A restriction lenders impose on borrowers as a condition of providing long-term debt financing. Different kinds of financing, equity financing, debt financing, corporate capital structure, rather. That's in chapter 9. You want to know about the Dodd-Frank Act, a law enacted in the aftermath of the financial crisis of 2008 that strengthened government oversight. All right. And then chapter 10 is financial markets, allocating financial resources. What are financial markets? Markets that transfer funds from savers to borrowers. Know about depository institutions such as credit unions, savings and loan associations. Again, I'm going over the high points here. Chapter 10 talks about the Federal Reserve Act of 1913, Banking Act of 1933, and the Securities Act of 1933. Know about the Security and Exchange Commission. Again, that's right in your text. Talk about common stock. What is a capital gain? again, just hitting the high points here in this chapter. Uh, Knowing about public offerings, a primary market issue in which new securities are offered to any investor who is willing and able to purchase them. You have an IPO, initial public offering, an underwriting, or a registration statement. Again, that's in your text. And that basically wraps up chapter 10. And I'll see you next week in week 3.